Hello, hello, good morning, hello, good morning. Evening, night, etc. etc. How's it going? Alright, we're back on 14. We got a lot done the other day, so we're at right a little bit into 3.4. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright. Know what you got for us here? We just finished Zelfatol? Confronted the Warriors of Darkness. They had somebody with them that looked familiar. All things considered, we should be grateful to have survived that encounter. Do you think it could be true, that to save their world they must bring ruin to ours? No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Whatever the reasons, they must be stopped. The sacrifice, the loss, it ends here. Forgive me, this is neither the time nor the place for idle introspection. The knights can apprise Lord Edmund of our success, and we, the Lord Commander. More importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition has improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I will be at the congregation. Yeah. You better just teleport in. Oh, the firmament. Assigning to the Imperium. No, I can actually get into... stuff. The firmament and the housing area. It brings me joy to see you safely return to us. Cedric, what news from Zelfatol? Then we were not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remain behind, Mistress Yastola has been tending to Mistress Alizé in your absence. And I'm pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother. Excellent.
Alizé, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. They told me you had departed for Zelfatol while I was still abed. I slept much better knowing that. Thank you.
I take it your mission was a success.
Yeah, and kicked their
As
butts.
if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first, but it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alizé. Why?
Combining the worlds isn't gonna save them.
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals, in the Scion's stead.
Highly sus.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me,
Ah,
but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
I don't know.
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods.
Okay, I guess that
And
makes
lest
sense.
we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Right.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the Warriors of Darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
That's interesting.
We cannot let that happen.
Oh, my
It
nose.
come as no surprise, but Alize and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes.
Interesting.
If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelfatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Nice.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father.
That makes sense to me.
However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Makes sense. Yep, guys.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alize, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Nice.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
Oh. He gets clothing. Everybody out. Oh my goodness. Would it be rude and right in assuming that you have not spoken with my sister since one of the memorial services, was it? By the 12, it seems a lifetime ago. I should like to think we have both grown since then. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Oh, fancy. Nice stuff, Tataru. What are those platforms for? Right then, shall we be off? Tataru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the 12 she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember that time at the studio when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered? Sister, please, it was not my... Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? So be it. Another time, perhaps. It is an honor, Cedric. I realize we are barely acquainted, but having heard so much about you, it hardly feels that way. A pleasure to have you with us. What would I be asking about the carriage for? New garments aside, I must say that you seem different, more resolute than when last we met. You have the look of a woman who's ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor would I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I'm here today because I would regret it if I weren't. That is all. Fair enough. Let us depart for the Waking Sands then and see if Oriange can be of assistance. Will he be of assistance? Ba-ba-ba. Well. Oh, what is this now? Do. Orange, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Why, Master Alfino, would that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming. Where bringeth thee and thine here this day? The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time, to identify and remove the source of the beast tribe's crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Ixal's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised that the Warriors of Darkness and the Essence did not have similar designs elsewhere of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day I did receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Murthor. O Gomero stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of Crags neareth his return. Mere rumors, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. Aye, we must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook, Cedric. Thank you for your counsel, Orange. Pray inform us should you learn aught else. I shall. If I may, brother. Orange, is there anything else you would like to say? Alize? If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add? Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the Order had the power to break down the barriers between planes. That our worlds might be rejoined, I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, if I heard tell of a promising tome, the Garoon Oracles, mayhap you could start there? Oh, that's right. She knows he was in the library. By thy leave. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Excuse me. Where's he unlock? Science supplier. Yep, overlook. Under Archon. Storm Commander. 7 hours. At this rate, I'll have to appeal to Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Whatever it is, we don't want any. What? Well, fancy that. Just when my kobold problems look like coming to a head, signs of the 7th dawn turn up, itching to pitch in. Bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right then, let's get to it. So our friendly neighbors in Ugamaro have got much more aggressive of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search the camp for the little bugger, would you? Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when we first arrived. Sneeze break. Do you happen to know why that might be? A kobold in the camp, you say? That would appear to corroborate Orange's information, yes, but to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan summoning, and that means finding and questioning this kobold. Kobold. There we are. Ah. I got you now. Stay back, away, far back. I'm not a. Yeah, it's no use, pointless, hopeless, no use. See? No, tell me what's up, bro. Please don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, just talk. Then talk. What? Talk to me then. It was a stupid plan. Stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will. Yeah, he found me again. What to do, what to do, what to do. I come in peace, only to talk. Speak, say talk. But please, please do not hurt me. Okay. So this is our wily kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. He could very well give one a bruised knee. Huzzah, we got him. Fine work, Scions. So, little one, thought you could sneak into my camp, did you? Planning to steal my crystals, were you? No, no, no. I came to talk, to ask for help. When your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let us all take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pikmin Gabu of the 620th Order. At least, I will be a Pikmin one day. Well met, Gabu. I'm Alfino. This is my sister, Alize. Cedric, the man who found you, is our friend. And now that you know our names, we can be friends too. Now, Commander Blodin here thinks you wanted to take his crystals. Gabu, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not to your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? No one's gonna hurt you, alright? Not while we're here, I promise. The Patriarch, the Patriarch is gonna summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him, beat him, fight him, stop him. Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming, angry. He said if they didn't have iron in their hearts, then they would serve as coke for the furnace. And then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. Coke for the furnace? I did not want to believe it, but I've heard tales of folky fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. By the 12, that is sickening. No one listens to Gabu, no matter how much he cries, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too. So please, help Gabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise Maelstrom Command that Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to the worst, we require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Kobold stronghold, secure the crystals, and free the prisoners. Well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready, just in case. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners, 12 have mercy, that they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them, and if we gather enough, he will return. That's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come? Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? I know. Oh, several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come, Gabu will lead you to the first cache. Nice, let's roll. Quickly. Do you have them all? Good. Lead on, Gabu. This way. Nice to be able to fly here. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me, brother? Brother? It's just that... I'm quite certain that crate once bore its guardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I struggled to imagine kobolds traveling to Corinthus to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Valebrand by another party, most likely a pawn of the Ascians, as Thancred speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Ascians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too? Never you mind about that. As Alice said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gabu? Yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. The next one is the last and is very large. Very big, very huge, very large. These aren't a lot of crystals, though. Oh, this is definitely more. Calm down. You see no sign of crystals. Oh! Pa! Confound it. What about you, Cedric? Any luck? They moved them already. Nothing. But this cannot be. Gabu saw them. Spied, spotted, saw. Think, brother, think. They must have moved them, yes. The question is where to and why. Within Ogomaro, where they summoned Titan once before and meant to do so again. The only explanation. What about Mother and Father and the others? We have to help them. We will, Gabu. We will. Stay calm. We still have time. They have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other caches empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe that time for stealth has passed. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There's no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals that I might deliver them into Commander Bloidin's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. There you go. Crystals, Cedric, if you would. Thank you. I should deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bloidin on the situation. Pray go on ahead. As I recall, there's an aetheryte within the Ugamaro mines that should deliver you to the navel. Gabu doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there. I shall rejoin you anon. Strange, I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of the action. But if this is what you prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way, this way. Alfino gets that he's not a fighter. At the moment. This. I take it this is the aetheryte we seek? Right then. As soon as Alfino arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic, Cedric. There's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in there. Bum 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 bum. Uh-oh. Quickly, you clouds. Briskly, swiftly, quickly. I will not suffer any further delays. Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Overdwellers, here, but how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Oh no. Mother, father. Oak for the furnace, you monster. How could you? We are but servants of the Lord of Crags. We are his, that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the overdwellers. No, Azai, not yet. I understand, Patriarch, I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought suffering on your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us, together, to build a lasting peace. Another peace to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience? Oathbreakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. You take and you take and you take, and when you have had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last, until you grow hungry again. He's right. And when we dared to defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our god drains the land of Aether and brings naught but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands, and you'll not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you, and I did. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Say something, please. 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 Uh-oh. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up! Wow, he's mad. 7 hells. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Alfino, leave him to me. Carby. We must away. Gabu. About 12. How could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabu accompany us, given what we were like to find. His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal, just as surely as would the supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this incarnation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. We have one cause for optimism. It is that while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual. Meaning that Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the land of Aether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Gomoro, more lives will be lost. The maelstrom will rally the troops and the cycle will continue. Cedric, you know what must be done? Will you face Lord of Crags once more? Yeah. Thank you, my friend. Alice and I will tend to Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We will be expecting you. I have to do the naval hard? Can I do it myself? Level 50. Let's see if 20 levels is enough to... yeah, this is cake book. Mother, father, I can't find you. Oh my goodness. Ah. I forgot about this though. Oh. Aww. Such a pain in the butt. Bum, bum, bum. Come on, come on. Oh, I didn't redo my buff. Ah. Do 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 do. Almost. Come on, Titan. You know you want to die. There we are. Where do I go now? Camp Overlook. I can leave this direction, right? No? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oil of Crags. Huh. Alfino. I did it. All by myself. Ah, there he is. Didn't I tell you he would return safe and sound? The deed is done then? Titan is no more? Correct. Good. There's been enough tragedy this day. He has been like that since he regained consciousness. I believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he succumbed to the Primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death like any other thrall, such as the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Isael's followers were beyond reason. And many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but watch, wait, and pray. Poor Gabu. Poor Gabubu. There's not to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which may never come to even come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters, informing Master Commander Bloiden of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Forward. Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said you had matters well in hand. Yeah, I'm fine. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men will be, believe you me, regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly a primal's a primal. And there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that. Which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. Now, I know you have a lot of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane. Yeah, sure, why not? Gabu. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, man.
Who goes there?
It's just me, Alize.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp.
Don't worry about it.
He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space.
Beautiful night.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness.
That sucked, right?
I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever.
Oh yeah?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing.
Makes sense to me, right? Good words.
We have to try, do we not?
Yeah.
Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it?
I'm used to that.
Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
Sure, why not? Let's see. I'll give Estinian a sail.
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk.
Basically.
I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving.
Maybe. It was kind of so-so.
The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light.
Yeah, I know.
As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on. For the sake of those we hold dear.
Warrior of Darkness. You have a fire crystal? Why do you have a fire crystal?
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seed sown in Zilbrand has been plucked from the earth and left to wither.
Mm-hmm.
Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say! It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. And thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone.
Mm-hmm.
With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
The rejoining doesn't save the world that rejoins us, though. It destroys it.
Well, draw him out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless Fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
You do you, Oriange, but you know you can talk to us, right? Why are people over dancing? What ho, Cedric? I trust you had a good night's rest. I was but this moment speaking with Tancred and Y'shtola via Link Pro. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgardian seals. It seemed that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with Ishgardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Oriange another... Wait, where's Alize? She was here a moment ago with Gabu. Alize. Alize. Let me guess. It's time to leave, isn't it? Yeah. My apologies for disappearing again. If there's any consolation, I've already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander Bluiden. Something tells me you're not solely here out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there's been no change. He will not speak for or eat. I'm not sure if he even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander? And treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance, until he comes back to us, until we know for certain that what he has become of him. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, nor will Maelstrom Command. I'm sorry, Gabu, I truly am. You should have never been made to, and I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say, the pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never ever forget. Come along, little one. I remember them. And you, Alize. Thank you. You talked. We can do it. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. 1,000 times over, there will be a reckoning. There's the fire. Where we going? Waking Sands. Yeah, hold on. Boom. What is that? Demonic barding. Oh, that's nice. Why am I running? Oh, right in a cutscene. Okay. We've heard the glad tidings from old Gomero, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Limsa Minsa may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Crag from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. 'Twas by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Let us speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Garoon oracles, that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture. One of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded. Then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as my lady Menphilia spake unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections when they and the sorcerer rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrenders to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Yeah, it sounds like they die. Then if the Warriors of Darkness succeed, everyone in the world will die? In essence, aye. The verse speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to transcendent light in the manner of the Warriors of Darkness described, they give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul will returneth unto the source, may be born anew. Saved, such at least is their belief, I surmise. If that is true, then, gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on the subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. It would seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange, and you believe this would be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. Unless thou wondered at their motive, I would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Ralgar. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Alamegan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appeared to be none other than the remnants of Eline Royale's network of spies. Surely you jest, and yet it was not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and haunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians. Assuming they even know, or care, who their employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me, we must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Cedric, Alize, will you come with me to Little Alamigo? She's on to you, Orange. Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves, firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Brum, brum, brum. Alfino, Alize, Cedric, are you three listening? Good, I have tidings. The Temple's knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you're sitting down, a man in black robes. What a shock. Then you have them, the crystals too? But few remained. Regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. It was bound for Little Alamigo, we are told, where it will be received by members of a local resistance group. Since Sir Emeric's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. As do we, by happy coincidence. We learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. Ah, There I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Ah, wait a moment. There's more, and I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Elaine Royale, the infamous Ivy herself. We've heard that. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Y'shtola next, but there was someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. How did Ori and Jay know? We just learned this. What in the world has gotten into her? It's twice now that we have sought Oriandra's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Levallois estate as we did, practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though, little Alamigo awaits. I don't think they made like Titan stuff for Sage and Reaper, did they? No, they did not. Okay, that's all right. I guess I would have seen it on the market if possible. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me. It has been a long day. Did you have something to say? Oriange? Oh, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head, now more than ever. Listen, Cedric, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. So to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Alamagan resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the resistance movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Cedric, why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town? Alize and I would do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Why don't I talk to my... Why... Okay. The leader of the group's over there, and he's my buddy, so I don't know, man. Hey, the resistance, damn if I know. Not as if I'd be any use to them. You set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you, but I'm too old for the Mask's bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. The Mask. Tailbutt. I see you there, going around asking questions, looking for the Griffin and his lot, I bet. Seems there to talk of little Alamigo these days. Folks wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for the Guardians, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, what with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. I guess as good as mine. Sifrid. Ah, let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he has lit a fire in every Alamigan's heart, he's also inspired more than a few old Dons to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder the Guardians won't stop until we're all under the yoke. Yeah, that's fair too. This. I suppose I'd ask what you learned, but I think I already know. The Griffin. Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them. Only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamigan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. But I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions, and, mayhap, enlist his help while I'm about it. Given that you and Gundabald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead. Shall we? Yeah. Oh, is there... I gotta look out for the North Shroud. Eastern Thinland. Oh, I'm in Southern. Oh, it's a busy place. Oh, these robes are nice. What are these? Alamegan Coat of Casting. You're 90? What are you doing here? Much as it pleases me to see you again, Cedric, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. Yeah. The Griffin. I know of him, as do we all. He and his mess have become a leading faction within the Resistance. There was suspicion at first, given his secretive ways. He quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he has accomplished, but I have not forgotten Wilrid. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Karn. Go and see him with your own eyes, weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. It is but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead, I shall stay behind and wait for him. Sounds like a good plan. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Why the sunken temple, though? Seems like a weird place to go. Don't need any of these guys. I was hoping that they would be somewhere else, too. But I guess not. Affino. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within. Maybe? That's a pretty sizable gathering, huh?
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled.
You had to do what you had to do to survive, man. I'm not sure it hurts, but...
Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same.
Yeah, I'm sure it hurts. Are some of these people old enough, though, to, like...
We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home.
Ugh.
We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful.
Yeah, it's true.
The Aeolian Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, They will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight.
There's definitely not enough of you, man, though.
They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us. And they have murdered us. But no more. Blood demands blood. And the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it. And together, we shall see the Alamegan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Albania once more.
Yeah.
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that.
Right.
Wait, is that...
Ha ha ha. Whoops.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
We found him by accident.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
Yes, please. Strength of heart. Strength of heart. Boop, 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 boop. Pepper, Limo, and Ida. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you, though it was pretty obvious you and Cedric would be fine. Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet we had no choice but to flee Oda, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right, they smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exoneration, that Lilirito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves and that General Bond had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact, but having long since discarded our link pros as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. That's true. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the Master are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Curious, it is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all, the secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. Ida, please. What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Sure, Ida. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the, For all the good it did. And now you've heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? He received a bunch of crystals from Ishgard. Summoning? You're not serious, I can't believe it. The Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin, well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence that he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made many such claims of late. I confess I had assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible that you are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together. If anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. We found everybody. Indeed, that is, assuming you'll have us. The gang's back together again. Now, can you put some, like, proper looking clothes on? You guys are wearing, like, garbage. If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates. While I may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the master plans in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphinaud will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms for a noble cause. Ida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain the charade until we have him cornered at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Tailbot and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? It all seems simple enough. Thank you. And with that, Cedric, let us be off. Sadly, herring. Nice. That looks good on the Hrothgars. Doom. All right. What am I doing? Don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, you want to buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Well, you're the ones with the gill, and seen as your friends of Papalymo. There, tunic and stops for both of you, tailored and are treated to your tastes. Thou off with you before someone sees us together. Clothes maketh the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change. See you at the spot Papalymo marked on our maps. Gotta wear this garbage. Well, look at us, a pair of down-at-heel adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. And now we play the waiting game.
My thanks, comrades.
Comrades.
You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
Yeah, you could say that.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
Nailed him.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
The famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals.
Oh yeah.
You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal.
Oh yeah.
We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
Oh really?
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
That's right.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
Sure, sure. You're just idiots.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Amalja?
Mm-hmm. None.
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god.
Oh boy.
Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light?
Yeah, you got it.
Aye. I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference.
I mean, that's true, but you don't have to summon primals to do your thing, man.
Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago.
Oh, yeah.
On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none. Courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
Sure did do that.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head.
Mm-hmm.
Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Yeah, let's get to the bottom of this first. We gotta go deal with the freight, right? Sorry, Mill, he said. Do you remember? Forgive me, you cannot be expected to recall every name and face, and besides, it's not as if it matters. I've long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand, and always keep moving forward. Let us keep moving forward together, Cedric. We must find and secure those crystals. This is no time for looking back. Right. We take the Griffin's double at his word, and the crystals are now somewhere within Zaharak, ready to be put to use by the Malja. We must surprise Alize of all we have learned. I will join you both in Little Alamigo after I have changed. Thancred's here. Nice. Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you could share your latest findings? Yeah. You mean to tell me that while we were worrying ourselves sick, Ida and Pablema were here all along? Well, Yastola will be relieved and also angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of the Almaja. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon the Ifrit even as we speak. We must wait for Zaharak without delay. Agreed. If there's naught else to discuss, let us depart at once. So they go forth in accordance with the Griffin's plan. Players gather to assume their marks on a stage wreathed in flame. Ere long, the curtain shall rise, and the drama of which I am author, gods forgive me, shall at last be performed. Naught else remaineth, save to stand at the ready and pray that the chance is seized, for never shall we know its like again. Fighty time. I confess I expected a warmer greeting, but we must not jump to conclusions, not until we have braved the Bowl of Embers. Oh, I didn't have to. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. You would make any final preparations, pray do so now. I shall wait at your signal. Several I should have half an hour. It's half an hour, it should be fine, right? Should be fine, right?
This isn't right. The Amalja would never leave this place so poorly guarded.
Not willingly, no.
I just had to push it to be a little faster. Ah, it's them.
The saviors of Eorzea. Slow as ever.
I thought you wanted them to summon their god.
12. Will you never learn?
You know, you're right. Mayhap it is time for a change of tack. Killing primals, tormenting beastmen, hastening the birth of a new god. It's a bit much, isn't it? And frankly, we don't have the leisure to do it. But killing the warrior of light, on the other hand, that would soon plunge Eorzea into chaos.
Think you can do that?
One life for one world. A fair exchange. Wouldn't you agree?
Your world isn't gonna survive that though.
forget, you've more than one opponent.
Right. This isn't like 5-on-1.
Carbuncle, defend me!
Ooh, it's a black carbuncle. Chomp. How
I
cute.
sense you will offer more than mere target practice, unlike your sister.
Alize!
Alize, when are you gonna quit being a scholar?
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was.
Oh yeah?
My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere.
Oh? What is this? Oh. Uh-huh.
If you would dare to stand against us, to destroy all that we hold dear, then you shall die by my sword.
Oh.
Let's finish this.
Okay. Kill her first. If I have the choice. Ah. He's covering him. Oh yeah, invulnerable. Man. Calls upon the power of the echo. Haha. What now? What? Come on, man. No more games, huh? God damn it, I can't break free. Come on, man, I was kicking her butt.
It ends now.
No. Ah.
What?
The chains!
Hi, Orange.
You snake! You would betray us as well?
As well.
He that holdeth fast unto his convictions shall never count betrayal amongst his crimes, though all the world may call him villain. My path is unchanged, my creed sacrosanct. This I believe with all my heart. But say, warrior of darkness, and speak true, what dost thou believe? That rendering up the souls of thy world in service to the rejoining will grant it salvation? Nay.
By the 12! Oriange!
The double cross is revealed.
Master Alphino, that the brightest light might shine, duty did compel me to walk in darkest shade.
You were learning their secrets, man. All right.
Sweet fool. I was almost willing to believe you had turned against us.
Come on, it's Oriange.
Full explanation when this is over. For now, may I assume you have turned your cloak for the last time?
Thou mayest, my lady.
What is this? What is this? What is this pose, Oriange? Oriange, the JoJo pose.
Even odds then. No matter. We'll crush the lot of you in one fell swoop.
I don't think so.
Understood.
Hearken to me. We only have one chance.
Limit break.
Channel your ether into my blade that I might strike before the mage casts his spell. I cannot do it alone, but together we can defeat them. Make ready, they come.
Let's do it. Bum 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 bum. How do I do it? I'm trying. How do I do it? Huh? Oh, here. Well, I'm weak, huh? How about this?
I can feel it. Just a little more.
The ranger. Okay, don't worry. I'll handle this quickly. Now, Albert. Oh, come on, man. Leave me alone. Oh, what? Listen. Alright, you got him? There we are. We're done. Whoa! 99, 999. Nice work, Alize. Must have hurt. It's a lot of ether.
Alize, are you hurt?
A touch dizzy, but otherwise fine. Thank you.
And there you have it. Our friend is too stubborn to die.
Yeah.
We are far from finished.
You think so?
Or have you never considered how we came to this world?
Crystals? You mean, like the Ascians?
Just so. As the Ascians flee unto the rift twixt planes with crystals of darkness, so did these warriors come hither with crystals of light.
Oh.
Eloquent, as always. Aye, like the Ascians, we too are beyond death. You cannot defeat that which is eternal.
We have several times, though.
Wait! Such methods as the Ascians employ require the renunciation of the flesh. You would have had to...
Right.
At long last, you see. To save our world, we gave our lives.
Yeah, I mean, right?
We were just adventurers trying to make our way. An odd job here, a favor there. We never aspired to be warriors of light. But word of our deeds spread. And soon people were calling us heroes. They placed their hopes and dreams on our shoulders and bid us fight for all that was good and right. We fought. And we fought and we fought until there was no one left to fight. We won. And now our world is being erased from existence.
You were tricked into that, guy. Sorry to say. It's not your fault, though.
We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this. You of all people should understand.
Hmm?
We cannot, we will not falter. We brought our world to the brink of destruction, and now we must save it.
I get you, but you're just gonna finish destroying it for the Ascians because that's what they want.
I've died before, Arbet. I'm not afraid to die again.
No matter how many times we fall, we must rise and carry on the fight for those we left behind.
To have known the depth of sorrow and embraced the highest sacrifice. Nonetheless, Master Louis-Sois, guide my hand, I pray you, as fate's thread spinneth upon this most capricious spindle. Quickly! Thou must needs invoke the power of thy crystal.
Let's see what I can do here. Excuse me. Minfie.
What is this place?
You haven't been?
Such pain. Such sorrow. Oh, my dear children.
It can't be.
It is.
Mother Heidelin, hearken unto your children's plea. From two worlds do we gather, and from two worlds do we offer a bounty of light. In this desperate hour we do beseech your intercession. We beg an audience with the word of the mother, with your chosen Minfilia.
Your cries go not unheard, nor your sacrifices unnoticed. Though many are lost, there are those we can yet save, whom I can yet save.
Infilia.
Blessed children of the first, the light of your world hath grown blinding in its radiance, but it is not yet absolute. I will hie me to your world,
Hi, me.
and there take unto myself the light which riseth even now to drown it, as darkness once did drown another.
Now you deign to answer our prayers? I will suffer this farce no longer!
As the Asians must serve as instruments of Zodiac's will, so too must others carry out the will of Heidelin. But for the boon you have granted her, she has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. Your suffering, your sacrifice, your supplications, she has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light. Thank you, Urianger, for bringing everyone here. It fills my heart with joy to look upon the faces of my friends once more.
In taking you unto her bosom, I knew that Heidelin had bequeathed to you a sliver of her grace, granting you strength long sought.
And in treating with the Ascians, I learnt of a star like unto our own, a doomed world of fallen heroes in whom I glimpsed ourselves. The first. Full long did I search for a means to save this world, concluding at the last that the answer lay in the power of blessed crystals. And thus did I labor to set light against dark. Yet I knew from the beginning that this salvation would not come without sacrifice. For the instrument of the first's deliverance would of necessity be required to journey thither, there to remain, mayhap forever.
You orchestrated all of this, not to save her, but to send her away.
To save a whole world, man.
One life for one world. Such was the bargain, and you the coin, though it were not mine to spend.
Have we not walked together in the light of the crystal, and at her bidding borne witness to the joys and sorrows of this land? Each and every one of you knows my heart. If this be the price I must pay, I pay it gladly.
You would go alone, then?
Oh, Thancred.
My dearest Thancred, you who have ever watched over me, I am truly grateful for all you have done on my behalf, as would my father be. Your kindness, your compassion, your love. These are your gifts to me, and our gifts to them, forming a bond which transcends time and space.
Sometimes I forget you are not the child I once knew. Make me proud.
Long have I watched you from Heidelin's side, watched as you nurtured and kept safe the light of the dawn.
Oh.
The dark recesses of the world hide untold secrets and dangers. Thus do I entrust to you, Tupsimati. I pray you, keep to the path that you may never have need of it.
That would be great. We just put it in the back of these tight leather pants.
Twould seem the power of our crystals is all but spent. Perhaps, if there is naught else to be done.
Ray. I think they changed some of them. They can still call him now, Bert. Spoilers, sorry.
Hear me, servants of Heidelin. If you would have us place our trust in you, then I would ask a favor. Take us with you. Take us home.
You got it, Chief.
We were blind to the truth once, so I tell you this, as one fool to another. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you choose to use them. We made our choice and you see what came of it, so please, forge a different path. Seize a better fate.
You got it. Don't worry about us, man.
It is a strange feeling, So many times have I watched you depart, my heart filled with worry. And ever did you return to me in triumph. Someday, when I have found a way to free this star from her sorrow, I promise you I shall repay the favor.
I can feel ya.
Thank you, Lemmy, for everything.
Come on, man. Oh, we made it. We made it. Okay. I can't believe it. We made it out just in time. Half an hour was perfect timing. Alright. With that, hi, Fat Moogle. With that complete sadness. Let me see. I don't... What are we on? One life for... There's still a little bit more 3.4. But I'm out of time for today. For the moment. So, with that, I'll bid you guys a good day. Good luck on whatever you endeavor to do. This evening, I am going to work. I'll catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Right here. Right here in front of Alfino. Right here. Alright. I'll see you then. Farewell. Boom.